Welcome to another episode of Football Talk with Shiftey. In this episode we have football news and some transfer news, and also the X-Files segment is back as we get to close two cases. So let's get into it and let's kick it off.
And now it's time for Football Talk with Shiftey.
Episode with all the football news, and we start off with a recent poll with all the EPL top flight managers. The managers were asked a series of questions from best player to bargain buy and also best player in each position. So here is the rundown on all the results from that poll, and we start off with the best keeper. Best keeper was Joe Hart, and he had a whopping percentage of 69% of the vote. Pepe Reina was voted second with 13%. Best defender was Man City's Vincent Kompany with a whopping 88% of the vote. Best midfielder was once again Man City's David Silva with 31%, and teammate Yaya Toure came in second with 25% of the vote. Best forward was Arsenal's Robin van Persie with 25% of the vote, while Man City's Sergio Aguero tallied 19% of the vote. Signing of the season was Newcastle's Demba Ba with 56% of the vote, while Phil Jones of Man United came in second with 13% of the vote. A player that didn't even make the list, which was quite surprising, was Yakubu of Blackburn, who cost the side only $1 million and have had the striker hit 13 goals already this season. Most impressive manager was Swansea's Brendan Rodgers with 47% of the vote. Best young player was Man United's Phil Jones with 31% of the vote, while Chelsea's Daniel Sturridge was in second with a vote of 25%. And most entertaining team went to Tottenham with 75% of the vote. So that was pretty interesting to see the managers vote and having a laugh at the results. What do you guys think out there? Do you agree with the managers or disagree? Feel free to let me know. And you know where to leave your comments in the comments box. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Moving on to some news from around the world, where Cristiano Ronaldo has stated that he believes Jose Mourinho will remain the manager of Real Madrid next season and will turn down the chance to go back to the UK and manage Chelsea. Now, sad news out at Bolton, where Fabrice Muamba suffered a heart attack in the FA Cup tie against Spurs. It took medical staff over 2 hours just to get the player's heart to work on its own. The player remains in critical condition. It was also said that the player was effectively dead for 78 minutes. The good news is that the player has woken up after 3 days and looks like he will make a miraculous recovery. After hearing this news, I'm sure the entire football world is hoping that the player can pull through and be okay to play football once again. Now, p.s.g have fired Fred Rutten as their manager and hired Philip Cocu until the end of the season. Roy Hodgson still has a chance of being the England manager, as he has had international experience which could get him into the top job. Huge news coming out of Chelsea, where Roman Abramovich is ready to hand Barcelona manager Pep Guardiola a 4-year deal worth $40 million after tax to become the new manager at Stamford Bridge. Celtic are prepared to play in League One to make their dream of playing English football a reality. What are your thoughts on maybe the Scottish League being merged with the English League? My thoughts are that there isn't a lot of money flown around Scotland, so to help save a lot of the clubs going into bankruptcy, I think it's a great idea, but that's just my thought. Rangers fans have been asked to cough up £1,000 each to help out the club. Roberto Mancini has angered his players by banning music from the Man City dressing room. I don't know. Jack Wilshere has told his teammates at Arsenal that he could be fit to play for the club again by the end of this month. Be great to see Jack Wilshere back. Liverpool midfielder Charlie Adam could be out for the rest of the season with a knee injury. Now, for some record-breaking news. where a Sunday League team called Will Power FC beat their local rivals Nova FC 58-0. Power brothers Robbie and Stuart Bowker scored 28 times between them, with Robbie scoring 18 goals in the game. Wow. So that's all the news I have for you. We're now going to the X-Files. Of the X-Files, we look at the mighty Reds Liverpool, where media and many fans have called for the head of Kenny Dalglish, plus also labelled this season a failure. The Reds currently sit in 7th spot, which doesn't really scream success. Over 100 million was spent on players, with little success from those players who have shown playing for their old clubs that they have got the ability to be a lot better. Last season, Liverpool finished on 58 points for the season, with a lot of players who've now been cleared out. This season they sit on 48 points with 8 games still to go. So looking at the season, you could very well say it has been a success due to the fact that Liverpool did win the League Cup and has now reached the semi-finals of the FA Cup. But also you could deem this season a failure because of the money spent and the current league position. And you could also look at the losses to opponents that they should easily beat. Wigan should have beaten them easily. So I'm sure all Liverpool fans are waiting in anticipation to see how the season will end. Will Liverpool beat the 58 points, and will they even get close to the 4th Champions League spot? Only a miracle could help the club achieve this feat. On a brighter note, we get to close 2 of our X-Files, as Fernando Torres finally scored not 1 goal but 2. So all I can say is, case closed there. Also, Carlos Tevez will no longer be sent to the naughty corner, and the mystery of Tevez is now well and truly closed, as he has come back and played for Manchester City. So I'm sure a lot of people have seen what Tevez already did with that Nasri goal. The guy is class, so good to have him back. So Carlos Tevez in the naughty corner is now case closed. We now go into all the transfer news. So here is the latest transfer news going around, and we start off at Arsenal, where Arsene Wenger is lining up a host of great players in the summer. The list includes Rennes defensive midfielder Jan M'Vila, Blackburn Rovers midfielder Junior Hoilett, Borussia Dortmund wonderkid Mario Götze, Fulham playmaker Moussa Dembele, and Ajax defender Jan Ventergoen. Liverpool have made inquiries to the availability of Fiorentina player Juan Manuel Vargas. Also, Liverpool are interested in signing Udinese midfielder Pablo Amero. Newcastle are lining up a move for Liverpool right back Glenn Johnson. Barcelona are interested in signing Manchester City left back Alexander Kolarov. Manchester City, Tottenham and Chelsea are all interested in signing Athletic Bilbao striker Fernando Llorente, but the striker won't come cheap, as a 60 million price tag has been put on his head by his club. Man City are also lining up a £33 million bid to sign Lille striker Eden Hazard. Manchester United wants to sign Benfica midfielder Nicolas Gaitan, but refused to pay more than £22 million for the player. Chelsea are now the latest team to show interest in Newcastle striker Demba Ba. Alberto Aquilani is close to signing a permanent deal from Liverpool to AC Milan. Now, Barcelona are keen on taking David Luiz from Chelsea to the Nou Camp. It was said that Barca are preparing a £25 million bid for the player in the summer. Villarreal forward Giuseppe Rossi could be making a move to the EPL in the summer, with Manchester United, Liverpool and Tottenham all interested in the player. So that's it, and that's the episode, and hope you enjoyed it. Now, if your team is Arsenal, be sure to check out Arsenal Talk with Della. Also check out United in the News for all you Manchester fans out there. And for all you Liverpool fans, be sure to check out We Are the Red Men great little channel there on YouTube. And last but definitely not least, you know the drill. It's grab your friends, grab your family, grab your kids, head down the park and kick a goal.